Happy all-time high. No? What's up, everyone? Good to have you here. Good to have you here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And yeah, there we are, ranging at $74,000 per Bitcoin. It happened overnight. My time zone, it was 3 a.m. I was asleep. But we did expect volatility, and I wake up with all-time highs. And not a bad thing to wake up to, no? Hopefully all of you are doing good. Hopefully all of you also made sure that you traded safe, your positions were well managed, and hopefully the numbers are green. So yeah, good to have you here, everyone. In today's live stream, we're of course gonna cover Elliott waves on the chart. We're gonna do weekly, daily, local stuff. See what price is gonna get us in the upcoming hour, 1.5 hour. And I also I have one announcement, and I have one thing that I just want to chat about. So that's something for the chatting and Q&A, because it actually has to do with my brother and his girlfriend that were here. What was it, last week? I actually got this. I got this like for my birthday. I haven't seen them for a while. They gave me this, so you've probably seen me wear this woolen, whatever that is in English, jersey, because I really enjoy it for the past couple of videos and streams. Very, very nice. And yeah. I'm gonna. That's for the chat and Q&A section. So I have something else to talk about with regards to them. Curious to hear your opinion, because I'm trying to motivate them into potentially looking for or setting up a business. But yeah, let's start with the announcement, and then we get into chatting and Q&A. Right. So, or the Elliott wave analysis. Sorry. First of all, we have a Linktree. So it is in the description of the live stream, and Jeroen made the Linktree here based on the recommendation of Lachlan, which is the editor to be part of the team very soon. I will introduce him in more detail. And Lachlan said it would be good to have a Linktree, minimize the amount of links in the description. It's easier for people to navigate. And then Jeroen was like, yeah, I'll make it, and then boom, a few minutes, like an hour later, ta-da. Incredible work by Jeroen. You can see it's nicely branded with the blue and the green colors, and everything is here. So free CVD template, explanation video, the my trading platform, Blowfin, affiliate, YouTube membership, my live chart, the social media pages and groups, right? Discord, Telegram, TikTok, Instagram, and X. The playlists as well, educational content, Elliott Wave's Beginner's Guide, the Bitcoin Elliott Wave Analysis playlist, which is just the updates, personal trading story and development. Yeah, I probably have to at some moment in time probably upload a new video in this one. It's been a very, very long time ago. And then Elliott Wave Education, which is of course the gold membership. Probably, well, maybe we just have to do memberships. Change the word there, but Elliott Wave Guide public playlist, that's the same one here, but also of course underneath Elliott Wave Education. Elliott Wave website, which is the currency website, right? So it is a public website that everyone can use, and if you click, then you go to the website, which is this one over here. Right, very, very, very good website for Elliott Waves and all the good stuff. And then we have Elliott Wave Principle, which is the book. And I think this links to Amazon. So yeah, we now have a Linktree. And I think it creates a very nice overview, right? If you're looking for something, you just go to the Linktree and you'll probably be able to find it. Of course, there will still be some shortcut links in the description, but also a lot of links are not in the description anymore. We just put them in a Linktree because it just, it looks looks better overview, better navigation, easier for people. So yeah, I think incredible recommendation by Lachlan, and great work by Jeroen to get it sorted so quickly before even the previous update. Also partly the reason why my update was a bit later, because I wanted to implement the Linktree and the new description and that sort of stuff. So very, very nice. Welcome everyone. Jeffrey, Hodl Crypto, Adolol, Arham, good to have you here. Bina, thanks for all the comments, Bina. And some good trading that you've done last night, yesterday, last few days. Everything is green. Good to hear. Jeroen, there he is, the man of the moment. Lachlan lives in Melbourne, Australia, so he's in bed. The editor guy, great guy. Mark, welcome. How you doing? Adam, what's up? Listening in. Hopefully you're doing good at work, Adam. Hopefully also your days have been good after all the shit with the hurricane and all the problems. Good to have you popping in, man. John, welcome. Latest trends. Where's the MAGA cap? I don't know what MAGA is, but I got my Koens cap because Koens, name of the channel, of course. Asan, welcome. Maybe a Band-Aid. What's up? Also from the US, TP. Your brother is going to be having a baby or getting married? None of both. At least not yet. But it has to do with something entrepreneurial. And I think they have talent, like a talent. They send me something and I just want to show it to you. So, Hello Crypto. Welcome, Colin Dan, Eric Dorion and La Flamme. Welcome, Bogdan, Yokasta, Cold Spot. Pivot guy here too. We like pivots. Crypto Aman, Sam, welcome. I just responded to you, by the way, and sent you an invite for, I think it was the 27th. So, Christian, welcome. MAGA, I have no idea what MAGA is. Jackman, welcome. Make America Great Again. It's from, oh, okay. Okay, I see. I'm completely not involved with all of the stuff. So, no. I just care about the charts. Welcome, TI. Nice to have you here. Okay, so yeah, good to have you all here. Let's start the analysis. We are going to cover, of course, the weekly. And then, as mentioned, daily, we have a look at the 1 hour and the 15-minute. Let's see if anything happens in the time we are here. Right, so let's see if we get some movement, some clarity, some volatility. Who knows? It is promised to be a volatile week, and so far it's not disappointing. So Flotty, welcome. Ephraim, good to have you guys here. Thanks for popping in. Flotty with the beautiful blue badge as well. Happy all-time high, everyone. So nice. Adam was a guy for a while after the storm, getting family moved, but returning to normal, thankfully indeed. I cannot imagine also the fear, just like hurricane, the fear, the panic, the floodings, the storm, the winds. Like, I have never experienced that in my 32 years on this planet. So it's insane. When I look at the pictures, it's like the movies. It's really like the movies. Okay. So let's start. It's going to be quite quick because, of course, in the previous update, we covered the same time frames. But in a live stream, I am able to talk more about certain scenarios than I can in a video. Video is generally more to the point. But still, let's get this started, shall we? So 15 minutes in, perfect. So there we go. Again, zooming out, always nice to start with the weekly conservative bullish scenario, 1, 2, 3, 4. You look for a wave of 5, right? So in a wave 5, you want to see an internal 5-wave count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which has, of course, to be, preferably has to finish inside the target area for 5, 81K, 129K. Now, when we look at an impulsive structure, we want wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Of course, this is the move that basically decides the probabilities for this whole weekly scenario. Because if price moves up and it just goes and goes and goes and goes without us getting a significant wave 4 that is matching with wave 2s here, right? Then the probabilities are going to switch to what you see here, which is the double 1-2, more bullish scenario on the weekly time frame. Now on the daily time frame, there's two daily scenarios. We have the multi 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, 1-2 up, and you have the diagonal, right? And then retracement up, a double 1-2. So you have a triple or double 1-2 basically. I'll show it in a second. The thing is that with a double or triple 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, you eventually also need a triple 4-5, right? So eventually you have 4-5, 4-5, 4-5. So depending on how high your 3 goes, you have your 1, your 2, another 2, then you get your 3. You need a 4, 5, 4, 5. So depending on this, your 3, and then your first 4, 5, right? You can get a better idea of looking for targets wave 5 between 80 and 129, 130, or you're going to extend and you're going to be looking for a 1-2, 1-2, and this is a 3. And you're going to be looking for higher targets, higher prices. Now, in this scenario, we need the volume to pick up, right? It's by far most common for a wave 3 to have the highest amount of volume. So if price moves up, we need volume to increase. And you definitely want volume to move above the pivots that we had here on the volume indicator, right? You want volume to increase as price then moves towards the upside. Volume in wave 3 is most commonly highest. So that is what you're looking for. If you look for a wave 5, besides a finished 5-wave structure, we also look for another high on lower volume. That's the difference as well. Now, as more information comes in, we can, of course, be a lot more specific. So we need a lot more patience, because at the moment we are not even close to finishing any sort of impulsive structure at the moment. Now, if we then go to the daily time frame, then we have the most bullish scenario being the triple 1-2, right? 1-2, 1-2, 1-2. Target for your wave 2s here on the chart, right? 382 is touched. Now, if this wave 2 is finished at this low, we need price to take out this high before falling down. That's a must. If price comes back down first before taking the high, this becomes a flat ABC, and we still look for price to move up later to take out the high. So actually, in both cases, we are still looking for price to take out the high. Invalidation though is 58.8k. This is a alternative scenario, and the reason it is an alternative bullish scenario is because of your diagonal here. Now yesterday, I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago, I think yesterday, I'm not even sure, 2 days ago, we did some live analysis where I covered different diagonals with the price action moving to the upside. And there were only 2 diagonals that were still relevant. This one here, where you then have a normal 1-2 and then 1-2 3 4 5, second 1-2 up. Now, actually 2 things at lowest probabilities. First of all, 4 does not overlap with 1, very rare in a diagonal. And number 2 is that your blue wave 1 is really big compared to your green wave 1, while the green wave 1 is your higher degree wave 1. Your blue wave 1 is a lower degree wave 1, so not too great. The other diagonal I had on my chart, I already removed it, was a 1, 2, what was it, 3, 4, 5, I believe. But then your wave 1 and 4 also do not overlap. And the problem is that it is very uncommon for diagonals to not have a 1 and 4 overlap. So I removed the other diagonal, and I still want to keep this one on the chart, even though also here we have we don't have a 1 and 4 overlap. Yeah, I could as well remove them both or keep them both actually in hindsight. Yeah, maybe I'm going to put the other diagonal on my chart during the live stream. But by all means, it doesn't actually really matter. Your alternative is going to be a diagonal. This is your most bullish scenario, 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, money 1-2s. And then a diagonal is your alternative, where you're looking for a 5 to end and a retracement here in your 2. Now in the other diagonal you had 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. You also look for 5 to end and then a retracement and then you move back up. Price action between the two is exactly the same, so yeah, doesn't really matter. The bullish scenario on the weekly time frame have the highest probability, so the two bullish ones, conservative wave 5 and the double 1-2, where the conservative looking for wave 5 is the primary, with the double 1-2 the alternative, and it depends on the move up what's going to change, right? If the probabilities are changing. Bearish scenario here, lower probabilities, still good to know. WXY. In Y you then need a flat structure. Your target is minimum 43.2, more common 30k. On the daily time frame, your flat is what you see here on the chart. Common target for wave B is the blue box, not yet touched, 77.6k to 83.2k. Minimum target has been touched though, and here you then have 3 wave A, 3 wave B, 5 wave is C to the downside, C moving below 49k. Right now, for probabilities for a flat here to increase compared to the two daily bullish scenarios, you really need local weakness, right? You need to see significant local weakness and a drop towards the downside, right? So at the moment, that is not yet the case. On the 1 hour time frame, your bullish scenario is an impulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, looking for a range in 4, sideways price action, usually of course complex or at least corrective. Invalidation 71.2k, taken from the low of 2 to the high of 3, and then you still look for a 5 waver in a wave 5. After a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you look for a retracement to the downside. When I look at my resistance to the upside, you might be like, wait, how do you have resistance when we are in price discovery? It's thanks to fibs that I have pulled in 2021. Actually, it's a long time ago. But I had one of these red boxes here. And you will be able to see that red box if you go back to the beginning of the year. You will see the red box that I had here as resistance on my chart. And we have stayed below this red box that I used to have there for a very long period of time. So yeah, I have a couple of resistance areas still to the upside. Right, so here we have 76.4k to 78.6k, first area of resistance to the upside, which is of course interesting for a potential 5, and then look for a bit of a retracement. Your bearish scenario is a flat on the 1 hour time frame. So here we have 3 wave A, 3 wave B, 5 wave C. Moving below A is the target for C. Now this is a bearish scenario on the 1 hour time frame, but actually it's still bullish, because this then is a 3 wave structure. You move down. This is a B. When C is finished, you move back up. And you still take out the high. So in other words, we're still looking for price to take out this high. Now the probabilities, right, if you would make me choose, as long as you don't see any significant weakness here, or price at least touching 71.2, of course, you know, the probabilities would be higher for the bulls compared to the bears. But as mentioned in the morning update as well, I wrote this text here. It makes a lot more sense to approach this from a Elliott wave trading point of view instead of looking at the probabilities itself. So the 1 hour scenarios, right, are quite close in probabilities. So we're talking about bullish continuation, looking for a 4 and a 5, or bearish being a wave C down. Now, as mentioned, as long as you don't see significant weakness and 618 touch, right, of course the bullish scenario is interesting, but you already had a pump towards the upside here. And of course, on Monday, when price was here, we were talking about taking the low, touching support, look for signs of strength, bullish CVDs, boom, right? So that, of course, was a great opportunity. That was part of the probabilities. And now we're all the way up at all-time highs. No? So from an Elliott wave point of view, after such a pump, with high amounts of volume, it makes a lot more sense to wait for ranges to form. So patience, not emotion. So in both of the scenarios, we're looking for a range or retracement. In a wave 4, you're looking for a sideways range, right? And in a bearish scenario, you look for 1, 2, eventually 3, 4, 5, a bigger retracement. No? After last night's price action, having patience is good. The main opportunity was when price hit support. I just explained this over here, right? And now we have to wait for a range to form because that will give us all the information locally. News-related moves also have a bit of a tendency to be filled afterwards, which is something I keep in mind. And that is purely experience. I think many Elliott wave analysts here that that analyze the chart when there is news, they will know that when price pumps or dumps during the news, the price has that tendency of then at a later stage filling that move again. So it is something that I do at least keep in mind. It is it's just experience. It's not like I collected a shitload of probabilities and I know exactly that in 80% of the probabilities that's going to happen. But it is important for my trade management and potential new positions, right? So that is what's going on. So weekly time frame probabilities bullish, daily time frame also still remains bullish. 1 hour time frame probabilities are higher for the bulls as explained, unless you see significant weakness. 618 touched. It's of course quite equal to your bearish scenario, but you're still in a bullish trend, so not really any reason yet to be like, oh, I'm bearish. But from a trade management point of view, for me at least, and this is also a general Elliott wave tip, is that after volatile moves and high volume moves, one of the best things that you can do is to wait for a range to form, because that will give you the information that you need based on the structures of the range and CVD divergences and maybe new support resistance areas and all of that good stuff, right? So now if price locally hits the 886 that you take from this high to the low at 75.1k, the probabilities immediately increase to take out the high, as any move to the downside after touching an 886 has a higher probability of being corrective in a wave C or a wave Y, and at a later stage you look for price to move up anyway and take out the high. After hitting an 886, it is quite common for price to retrace to a golden pocket again, also taken from the high to the low. That's why it's a template. 618 RT is retest. But let's first focus on the 886 and also the local structures that we then have here locally. This is the 5-minute time frame. I mentioned in the morning update that I'm not really a big fan of going to lower time frames like 5-minute, 3-minute. But if we at least look at the structure to the upside here, then first of all you can see we have overlap here, right? High, low, so we cannot count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. At the moment this is a bit of a three-way structure. Let's see what I need to fib. We retrace to D. We didn't yet hit the 886. Of course, still the potential for 1, 2, 1, 2 in a very bullish scenario. If you hit this 886 at 73.5, continue the range / taking out the low, gets higher probabilities. Yep. So waiting for a range to form, waiting for more information. Patience, no emotion, just a chart, and that's that. No? So that's basically it from an Elliott wave point of view. Very nice indeed. Anything else? Not really. Let's go into chatting and Q&A. Answer some questions. Chatting. Okay, let's have a look. We were here somewhere. Welcome, YouTube tabs. Christian, what's up? Samith, Moib, good to have you here. Welcome, Samith and Flotty, the two with the blue badge. Thanks for that support, guys. It's insane. P. Dumchi. In the 15-minute possible zigzag. Okay, 1 second. 15-minute. Okay, so I guess you're talking about this move up. In the 15-minute possible zigzag in wave Y of WXY. In the 15-minute pleasure, Ace winner, and good to have you here, man. Welcome. In the 15-minute possible zigzag in wave Y, WXY. I'm just thinking about what do you mean with the 15-minute? Okay, Damchi, are you talking about this? If so, press 1. If you're talking about this, please press 2. I'm not really sure. What do you mean on the 15-minute? 15 is, it must be something here. 2, okay. Okay. In the 15-minute, possible zigzag in wave Y of a WXY. Okay. So if you want to count, so right, like this is educational, right? This is not a count that I have on my chart, the yes, the no. This is purely a reply. If you, Damchi, first of all, by the way, good that you've been studying, right? And almost stopping with Elliott waves for some months. I've been there. I quit Elliott waves for 2 months in my first year because I got so annoyed with Elliott waves. Well, pain in the ass. Yeah, Elliott waves is very tricky, and it made me stop using it, trading like whatever for 2 months, and then I came back to it. So I've been there. So if you want to count, so and also WXY is one of the tricky structures, right? It's not one of the simple structures. Now, if you want to count a WXY here, then your wave W, right, would preferably start here. So you then have flat in a W, you have your X, and this would be Y. So you're talking about, can we have a zigzag, a possible zigzag in a wave Y of a WXY? The answer, of course, is yes, right? There's no invalidation for a potential zigzag in Y. However, if this is the start of your W, then your W is a straight line down, which means it cannot be a flat. It has to be a zigzag family structure, right? Because if you would start wave W here, a flat would need to be looking like this, but we didn't. We moved straight down. Now, if W is a zigzag, right, then the 0.7 becomes very important, taken from the high to the low of W. Because in a double zigzag, zigzag W, X, zigzag in a wave Y, you preferably do not see your wave X hit the 0.7. The 0.7 significantly reduces the probabilities for a double zigzag WXY. It's not an invalidation, but it definitely, impacts the probabilities negatively, right? However, in a sideways WXY, so not a double zigzag, but a sideways WXY. A double zigzag is a sharp WXY, right? That's the difference. So now it's a sideways. In a sideways WXY, wave X can easily hit the 0.7. That's no problem. The problem is that if wave W is a zigzag, wave Y is not allowed to be a zigzag, which means that your W then starts here. And then you have a flat in W, you have an X, and then a zigzag in Y, creating a sideways WXY, after which you then expect price to move up. Are you following me? Right? So let me shortly repeat. All right, let me shortly repeat, but then let me draw it on the chart. So we have that and we have that, right? Both of these are WXYs. WXYs are generally quite tricky for people. Also for me back in the day when I started, I labeled everything on my chart. I labeled as an ABC. I had no idea. So these are your two. Wait, clean this up. These are your two WXYs, right? Now this is called a double zigzag. This is called a sideways double combo, right? Hey, wait, where's my other? Wait. There we go. Sideways double combo, also known as a double three, by the way. You can also call it double three, but I like double combo. I don't know, it just it back lekker, as we say in the Netherlands. So the double zigzag, right? Wait, basic rules. Wave W can be a zigzag or a flat in both cases. Wave X can be anything. Wave Y can be a zigzag, a flat, or a triangle. But, and there we go, in a sideways double combo, wave Y cannot be a zigzag if W is a zigzag. Okay, right? So wave W, three-wave structure. In a double zigzag, your W needs to be a zigzag. Wave X can be anything, most commonly a zigzag though, but can be anything. And then your wave Y has to be a zigzag. You do not like to see wave X touch the 0.7 taken from the start to the end of W. It will lower the probabilities for this scenario. And that's of course what we use. We can only trade probabilities, right? The moment this X hits the 0.7, this scenario will be usually removed from my chart, and a sideways WXY or other corrective structures become more interesting. Potentially a flat ABC, bigger WXY sideways, like this one over here, triangles, other structures. Now, here, this is a sideways WXY. If your W is a zigzag, your wave X generally retraces quite deep, golden pocket to even above W is allowed. But if W is a zigzag, your wave Y is not allowed to be a zigzag. If wave W is a flat, your wave Y can be a zigzag, flat, or triangle. Right? That's the difference. So the 0.7 is important, and the structure of your W is important. Hopefully this makes sense. If not, feel free to ask. So can this be a WXY? Yes, but in that case, you would then need to start your W here. Because we hit the 0.7, so it lowers probabilities for a double zigzag. Right? It's not an invalidation, but it seriously affects the probabilities for a double zigzag. Yeah. Oh wait, Tia. We probably have a little bit of time to check some charts. Lawrence Bea, welcome. Kiwi, welcome back, I should almost say. Good to have you here, man. Dawa, what's up? Dawa with the edge system, you know. Abinaji, I have a question. How can you expect if a double zigzag going to be a triple zigzag, or if any correction have more complexity? Well, a double to triple zigzag is relatively easy because, of course, you have your first zigzag and then your X, which can be anything. Then you have your second zigzag. And if this is a double zigzag and you're finished, right, you're going to be looking for A, B, C, like it depends what your WXY is part of, right? A WXY can be a wave 2, can be a wave 4, can be a wave X, can be a wave B, can be a wave A, can be a wave C, even in a triangle. So it depends a little bit what happens after a double zigzag depends on the context, right? But of course, after a WXY, in most cases, you look for a bigger move, make bigger move back down. In a triple zigzag, you get an X. And then, of course, you then get your Z. So you want another zigzag up here. And after your Z, you want to fall, right, to lower levels. After WXYXZ, you're going to be looking for price to take out this low, this one. Now, your confusion, if you get this price action, right, and after Z, you want to basically do this and take the low. What you're going to be counting, this is going to be your other scenario, is WXYX. Oh no, wait, this is something else. And then, so this thinking. A, B, C, no. Wave 2, wave 4. Let me do this the other side. Wait, wave 2, 4, X, B, A. In a wave 2, you get a WXYX. So if this is your 1, WXYXZ, you expect continuation afterwards. In a 4, this is 3, 4, 5, WXYXZ, continuation up. In a wave X, you have WXY, but a wave W can never be a WXY or WXYXZ. So if you have a WXY or WXYXZ and you label that a bigger W, that's wrong. So that's not possible. You can have it in a wave X though. So there we go. So then we have, let's say, a zigzag in W. Then our wave X is a WXY. Yes. And then we have wave Y being, okay. So that's the one I was looking for. Sorry, I had to think there for a second. There we go. And then inside you have an internal WXY. So and then you have this A, B, C, flat. Up. So look, this after Z, you look for price to take out this low here, pretty much. Huh? Sooner or later, at least. Now here is an alternative. W, mind you that this structure is the same structure than this, but it's counted different. Because your X here is a 3-wave structure, your Z is a 3-wave structure. In a sideways WXY, where you have a double zigzag in X, and then get a flat in Y, your A, which is on the position of X, is also a 3-wave structure, and your B on the position of Z is also a 3-wave structure, just like Z. So the count is the same. Probabilities are completely different, because here, after B, we look for C, and then a move back up. After a WXYXZ, right, you would expect a deeper retracement. Of course, a WXYXZ theoretically can also be inside an X, and then you have a flat in Y and whatnot. We can make it very complex. But just so you know, it's about the difference in probabilities. WXYXZ is very rare, is never preferred unless everything else fails. So this scenario will always have a higher probability compared to a WXYXZ, right? Wave C must be 5 waves. Yes, C is always 5 waves. Correct. So some people may start to count this, but it makes a lot more sense to just forget about this for a second for the sake of comparison. It makes a lot more sense to first count this, of course, depending on the move up. It's in context, but you get the idea, right? You always need a more bullish and a bearish scenario. I don't know if I go in too much detail. I try to leave some, I try to explain as much detail as I can while also trying to keep it simple, but maybe trying to keep it simple makes it actually more complex in a way. So it's a triangle then now? No, it's too early to talk triangles here. So in a triangle, you would be looking for A, B, C, D, E. You want to wait for your wave D before considering a triangle. Before a wave D is finished, it's generally too early to talk about triangles, as other scenarios have a higher probability. So here, it makes no sense yet to talk about triangles. It's better to talk indeed about W, X, Ys, potentially even still flat structures, a impulse to the downside, 1, 2, 3, before considering anything triangle. Yeah. Good. I know you're all traded COSPA. Okay, Tia COSPA. I think I did COSPA at some recent stream. Haiku, now that Ultima has been brought, what do you think about a potential expanding flat on the weekly? It doesn't have the highest probabilities. It would wreck the most amount of people. So you need to be able to count your B in a 3-wave structure, and there's only one way really to get a high probability B count. On the daily, yeah. So your bearish scenario, which is a W, X, and then, and then a Y, really. But then you need to take out this high once again, preferably even move higher for an expanding flat. That's most common. So, yeah. Not yet the highest probabilities, no. But you always need a bullish and a bearish scenario, and we will continue to follow up with price, of course, every day. But at the moment, even if you get a locally, right? Even if you move to the downside here, if you move down now, by the way, we're going to be counting this as a flat, and then still look for the high to be taken afterwards. Right? If price moves up here, takes out this high, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and comes down, then initially you're going to be looking for a diagonal correction, wave 2 after a diagonal, and only then are you going to look for a deeper retracement in the flat. But that depends on the move to the downside, on the move down. If the move down here is corrective, right, 3-wave structures, that's bullish. If this move down goes very deep, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right, we can start considering more bearish scenarios. So it depends on the retracement, which we don't yet have. You would need to take out the current all-time high, bare minimum, and then get a retracement, and then it needs to be an impulse instead of corrective. Yo, people that are new and have been here in the last like 20 minutes, they're like, what the fuck is this magician doing? what ABC, WXY, WXYXZ? Just give me a trend line and up or down. Yo, Alex, I'll show you magic tricks in Canada. What's up, man? Recently, who was it? Oh, Swagze. I don't know if Swagze is here. A viewer of mine. He commented on my video, like he said, "Yeah, who's that Oude goochelaar." I saw it. I actually wanted to continue my sentence, but I couldn't. I had to smell. Oude goochelaar. Nice, good one. But Swagze was who's that YouTube friend you have again that you sometimes watch and chill? That's the one, Alex. Alex is awesome. So you can check his channel out. And He doesn't use Elliott waves per se, like sometimes a little bit, but he's mainly focused on a lot of other technical analysis, which some of you maybe prefer, maybe some don't. But great guy, very down to earth, and just became a dad, as well as got married this year. Life has changed. Life has changed, eh? Good to have you here, man. Thanks for popping in, yo. Oh yeah, we missed the altcoin stream. Oh yeah, you got a good point there. Oh, we might actually have a look at some alts. Let me first answer the stuff here. Beautiful. If the internal structure is the same, how can I give higher probability to scenario than other before the next move happens? Because there's confluence between the moves. So even though you might have a different count, sub-degree count, the structure is the same. Now let me use this as an example, because so bearish scenario was a diagonal 1, 2, or A, B, and then down. Bullish scenario is corrective up. Now in both the bullish and the bearish scenario, we were looking, because if you remember, let me do this. So this is a little bit of a, and it also answers the question of how do you trade Elliott waves. I can probably explain it in a bit more detail, of course. But this will do. So look, we have a move to the downside. If you go to the analysis of Monday, right? I really recommend to go to the analysis of Monday, and then in the analysis, just click till you arrive to the 15-minute analysis, which is probably at the end of my analysis, just before chatting and Q&A, timestamp in the video. We identified this move up as corrective. Probabilities were low. This is impulsive. Therefore, you're looking for price to take out the low. At that moment in time, I also said we have support to the downside, weekly naked point of control, monthly naked point of control. This is my area of interest. We are looking for a diagonal wave 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which means you're ending a structure and you look for a bounce. And in a sideways a double zigzag or triple zigzag, we were also looking for price to end a structure. And if we then identify some extra support, this area is of course very interesting from a trading point of view. Now, price hits this box, we move up, we get a first small little retracement, the wick here, I'm on a 1 hour chart, first little retracement with bullish CVDs, price moves up. Ranges sideways, more bullish CVDs. Up, down, more bullish CVDs. Over here, more bullish CVDs. I mean, how much proof do you need, right? So then you use some other tools to maybe manage your trade, right? But initially, the idea from an Elliott wave point of view is we're looking to end either a diagonal in a bearish, ABC or 1, 2, 3, or we are looking to end a WXY or WXYXZ and then look for price to take out the high, right? In both cases, we look for support, proof of strength, and up, right? So that is your Elliott wave trade. And then as price moves up, and this is what I explained yesterday, so it's almost like you can see my trading plan in real. Of course, I don't really talk about this too often, but as price then moves up, as mentioned in the live stream yesterday, right? I mentioned I am not interested to short because so far we move up with bullish CVDs. There is not yet any weakness. I'm well managed. I don't want to enter new positions before the news as well, before I go to bed, right? I'm happy, right? I'm sorted. Now price here moves up. Are we looking for ABC 1, 2, 3 or for continuation? Now I mentioned if we are looking for ABC or 1, 2, 3, we need to see signs of weakness, right? Which we didn't. We didn't even change the structure here. So, and besides, eventually I went to bed, of course. I went to bed here. So I was asleep during all of this. I had no idea, but I managed my trade already, so it doesn't matter. But I wasn't interested in shorting because I need more proof of weakness, more resistance before I consider moving out of a long into a short. And then I wake up and now price is here. So even though you might have two scenarios, right? One bull, one bear. The trade taken is exactly the same in this example, right? And then based on new price action, right, you can manage your trade. So just like what I, in my example just now, when I explained to Demchi, the WXY XZ or a WXY and then a flat. So WXYXZ, and imagine you do this. Right. And now we have W, 1 second, WXY, and then a flat, and then you do this. Right, so this one continues down and the other one does not. WX and then Y. Now, mind you that this price action is exactly the same, pretty much the same as this here. If this move up is also a zigzag in a flat A, B, C inside Y, right? So you are comparing a WXYXZ with a sideways WXY with then a flat in Y. In both cases, you are looking for a short. In both scenarios, you're looking for a short, right? Where is it? Here. However, the way you then manage your trade, I do believe Elliott Waves is a lot more management than, depends on your trading style, but I like to manage my trades a lot more with Elliott Waves than when I trade my other strats. But in this case, your move to the downside, in both cases, we're looking for an impulse down, right? In wave Y, this is a wave C, right? And this, of course, is just an impulse. You continue down. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you can count a 5-wave move down, that 5-wave move down is always a TP1. Because after the 5-wave move down, you can just reverse and then boom, you're back at break even, right? The remainder of your position is stopped. So in this example, well, it depends a little bit on how fast the move goes. Of course, if this is how can I explain? Okay, the following. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's your TP1, right? TP1, plop. And then in this scenario, if you look for a bigger impulse down, right? This is your wave 1. You look for a 3 wave 2, and then a move down in 3. The moment you get a corrective structure up, right? You might even compound and have 2 positions running to the background, or background to lower prices, right? While this one is still active after TP1, some people maybe just close their trade here and then they look for a new opportunity. That's also fine, right? That depends on your risk management and all this stuff. But after a 5-wave move down here, you then get another leg up and continuation down, and that's your wave 3 and much lower prices. Here, after a 5-wave move down, right? You at least take profit or close your trade, and then, oh, right, instead of a 3-wave move up and down, you get a 5-wave impulse up, bullish CVDs are continuously building, boom, high taken, and cool. So ideal Elliott Wave setups are setups where you can find similarities of different scenarios. So sometimes in my videos, right, I can imagine at least, that I show different scenarios, right? I generally show one bullish and one bearish scenario. But it is the confluence between the scenarios that is incredibly interesting to trade. So hopefully I get, hopefully it answers the question. And in general, you would look for extra signs or extra areas of support or resistance. Buckstone is welcome. Serega, Naman, what's up? Answered that already. Carl, what's up? One question, in C-wave to 5-wave have to be impulsive or a diagonal? Or a diagonal. We were here already. Did you talk about your half yet? What do you... Oh, wait. I wanted to ask my brother and his girlfriend for the picture. One second here. Oh, makes me think as well, by the way. I just WhatsApped my brother. He needs to send the pictures of the half marathon. So my wife and I did the half marathon of Nice, and I didn't update it. I'm waiting for the picture, but I forgot about it to post it in Discord and on Instagram. But I'll talk about something else with regards to my brother in a second that you can see popping up in the screen. So yeah, do you enter longs after completion of a correction? And yes, I do like to look for signs of strength as well, but I just did an example there. Buckstoners, depends on what ABC you're talking about. On the 1 hour time frame here, we just keep an eye on an impulse as well as a potential for an ABC, but unless you see strong signs of weakness and the 618 touched, arguably your bullish scenario, your impulse has a higher probability. There's not yet any great signs of weakness to start considering the bearish scenario as the main. You have taken two different... yes, that's correct, Carl. That's correct. No, it's not. TP. Abdul, how will you answer all the new subs that will join it in the coming days? 1 mil soon, pretty. If only. It won't go that quick. But if there's too many people asking questions and the chat goes too quick, then I just have to be selective. Where of course at that moment in time you will probably have to give priority to member questions and then the other questions while reading the chat as well. But so far, I have no problem with that just yet. That's a luxury problem, yo. Of course, the channel is now live for 1 year, 8 months, and 2 weeks. I didn't actually. Where are we? 14,000 something subs. I don't really tend to look at the numbers too much because I just focus on the quality. And if people enjoy it, then that's fine. I do have I was talking about statistics with Lachlan, editor. To be here, and I have in my viewership last 90 days 83.6% of the viewers were subbed and only 16.4% was not subbed. I mean, it's good, but also it's not good because actually you want to have a lot more non-subscribers watching your content. That's not a motivation to unsub, by the way, and continue watching. But of course, the bigger your non-sub viewership is, the higher the potential for growth, of course. But at the same time, it shows that most people that watch something on the channel tend to stick around and become a subscriber, which is the positive. So yeah, it's all about balance. But we actually you need to bring that up, which you can do with shorts as well. So shorts tend to have more non-viewer or non-subscribers than subscribers. What do you mean, Joshua? In a parallel channel? RRR. I'm not sure what RRR is here. Ping Alex's channel. Just make sure you can click on his username here, or maybe not, I don't know, and then go to channel. Is Mark here, or anyone can share his the channel of Alex for the people that are interested. He is at 4,070 subbies. Good job, guys. Last time we checked out his channel, it was at 4,030, and I said, hey, before the end of the stream, 4,040. It happened. I always love these questions. Origamin, now in this way, what you say, everything is possible, up and down and right and left. Well, left is a bit of a problem on the chart, but the moment probabilities are higher for left, let me know. What is the most possibility? I mean, weekly time frame bullish, daily time frame bullish, 1 hour time frame bullish till significant weakness is shown. So I think that was quite clear in the analysis. Thank you, Pixel. Cheers, man. Sam, Matthias, there you go. So yesterday, Matthias, there was another guy here from Argentina. I had to think of you. So at least there's 2 people here. Welcome, man. Y should always take X start? No. Wave Y does not have to take the origin of X. Last night structure is a 3-way structure. Yeah, but then you don't want to see the high taken in that case. Yeah. 44. AH 44. Welcome. Welcome. Good to see you, man. Click the button. Shh. PH, Philippine citizen. I'll wait for Christmas sale or a sponsor sub. Oh, like a gift sub. Philippines. Oh, year-long nice weather, man. Then typical sideways boring. Yeah, I mean, the weekend is, of course, most commonly sideways price action, yeah. Yeah, I left that question for you to answer. Thanks, maybe a Band-Aid. Did you see the question I had earlier about AGGR charts? No, not yet, TP. Like here or in Discord? Also from Argentina. More people. I don't see the favorite question. Matchy8K, what's up, man? I love the sarcasm, yeah. I mean, we had one yesterday, by the way, Matchy8K. Arvind, welcome. What leverage do you usually trade? Either 5 or 10. But my leverage does not increase my risk. It's to decrease my risk. Now let me explain just shortly here. If you are in a position, let me, for the sake of the example, put this on 1%. Okay, just imagine this says 1 and not 1.01. No, I mean, I'm a perfectionist. Let's make this. So imagine, right? This is 1%. Your stop loss, because you need to calculate a stop loss. At least recommended. You don't have to, depends on your plan, but I recommend it. You need to know where you're wrong. So imagine your entry is here and you put your stop loss at 1%. Now, theoretically, you can trade this setup with 1x if you risk 1% of your portfolio, right? Now, imagine you have a 100K portfolio, you risk 1%, that's 1K, right? And with a 1% stop loss, you can enter with 1x and your whole portfolio size, 100K, is in this one single trade. And if price hits your stop loss, minus 1% is minus 1K. That's your risk, right? However, if you have all of your funds in this trade, you have 0 funds for other trades. So what you can do is you can put your leverage on 2x. And then you enter this setup with 50K, right? But the moment price hits your stop loss, you still lose 1K, right? So the risk is the same, even though you use 2x leverage. But now you have another 50K in your account still left for other trades or compounding trades or hedges or whatever, right? Now, some people don't want to have all of their money on an exchange. They find it risky. So they have determined that their total portfolio size to trade with is 100K. But they maybe don't trust the crypto exchange. So what they do is, instead of 100K that they put into their account, they're only going to use 10K. And they put 10K into their crypto exchange account, right? For me, that would be Blowfin. You put 10K there, but you put your leverage on 10x. So now your 10K equals your total portfolio size of 100K. And the moment you hit your stop loss here, you still lose 1% of your identified portfolio size, 100K equals 1K, right? Now, if your stop is less than 1%, let's say 0.5, oh my, lol, Tradingview, there we go. If your stop loss is 0.5, right, and you have a 100K account, and you want to risk 1%, which is 1K, then you now have to use 2x leverage. Because you cannot risk 1K with a 100K account with a stop loss of 0.5. You need 2x leverage. And if you use 2x, your whole 100K is in this trade. So, in other words, if you use 4x, then your position in this trade is going to be 50K to risk 1%, leaving you the other 50K in your account for other stuff. You know where I'm going, right? So using leverage this way is good. Thinking about leverage of increasing risk, not good. Unless you pre-identified that risk. If you know that based on your setup, your plan, you want to risk 1%, 3%, 5%, 10%, and you need to adjust your leverage to risk that percentage, that's fine. It's part of the plan, right? But at least you know your plan, you know your statistics, you know your stop loss, you know where you're wrong, you have calculated everything. But if you only use leverage for the random, like only for, oh, I want to make more profit, so let me pump up the leverage instead of 2x, I'm now going to 20x, because with 20x I can make a lot more money than I can with 2x. And then it's like, oh, but fuck, I can also lose a lot more money, right? And that's the greed, that's psychology. So that is a problem. Mm-hmm. What's your real name? New to Second Life Crypto besides Crypto Lifer. Welcome, Brian. Welcome. Real name, Koen. K-O-E-N, so without the Z, actually. Koens comes from my gaming past. I was a esports player, professional player, and that's where Koens comes from. Yeah. Can you suggest good video of starting learning Elliott waves to get very deep into it? Yes. Look, this is the first time I can use it. Check out this link. Boom. This is the Linktree. Also, you can find it in the description. Then you go down to playlists, then go to Elliott Waves Beginner's Guide, or go to Elliott Wave Education, might actually be smarter, and then check out Jeroen, we probably have to change this to just membership, I suppose. Oh no, that's fine. We already have it up there. Perfect. Never mind. Leave it as it is. And then you have membership, full Elliott Wave Guide public playlist, which is the same as this one here. It's just in this section now. Elliott Wave website and Elliott Wave principle. My recommendation would be to start with the website. And the book is nice to have, but the website, in my opinion, is actually better. So start with the book, the website, then go through my YouTube public playlist, right? You'll find it on the homepage, and then get the book as a nice to have, and it gives some more information about, some reasoning behind and the numbers and calculations and other stuff. But to learn Elliott Waves, these two first. If you want to shorten the learning curve, check out the memberships and have a look at the book, which is just more like a nice to have, in my opinion. By the way, this is brand new, made this morning by Jeroen, based on the recommendation of the editor. Hopefully you like the look and feel. If you have any feedback, let us know. Everything you need is in here. I still even have to post this in Discord and Telegram and stuff. But yeah, you have some of the free CBD template. This is a link to Discord, CBD explanation video, of course, my trading platform, YouTube membership for information, which will be updated for 2025, by the way. My live chart, which is pretty much always on. Discord, Telegram, TikTok, Instagram, X, social media, playlists, and Elliott Wave Education. Yeah, that's nice. I'm happy with that. Very well, very good job by Jeroen. How you risk reward ratio in a parallel channel? So first of all, if you have a parallel channel, let me get some more open space here. There we go. So of course, channeling is trade the range until it breaks. Right? That's. I mean, in most of the cases, and I don't think you need a lot of proof if you look at the last 6 months of the year. In most of the cases, Bitcoin is going sideways, right? I think if you would get like make it probabilities, then it's probably 70-30 or something that it goes sideways. So trade the range until it breaks. Now, preferably you have at least a 1-to-2 risk reward ratio, right? Now this is only a channel, but for example, if you have a target box, so I have my target boxes, right? The blue boxes like we had over here. Oh, I also happen to have one at the lower end of the channel. But if you would have a target box here, it would make sense to maybe lower your entry here, right? And then try to trade deviation back in the range other side. But by all means, trading the range until it breaks. Generally, enter at the low and the high of the range, TP1 in the middle, close the trade on the other end, reverse, and do this all the time, right? Now, of course, sometimes what price will do, right? So price starts, you start a range, you are in position, you are in a long plays out, perfectly fine. You enter a short, hits your stop loss, comes back in, and then goes to the other side, right? Stop loss touched. Ah, shit, -1%, okay? But then you also need a plan to re-enter, because if price comes back down, right, sometimes the deviation is big. If it comes back in the range, retests the top trend line of the channel, interesting, right, you can look for a new entry over here, because now you are in the channel once again, and you're looking for the range to continue. Yeah? Welcome back, UIX. So first of all, I don't get paid by Blowfin to say it's the best exchange. It's the exchange I use, and I recommend it because I have experience and all my funds are on that exchange. So that's step one. Second, you don't get paid upfront. There is no monthly fee, monthly payment. There is no payment for people registering there. The only thing that YouTubers, or at least I can also, I'll only talk from my experience, is that we only get a very small percentage of the fees that people trade if they become an affiliate. So I think the fee is like 0.025% or something that a creator gets, or even lower. So you would need significant volume before, of course, that's like relevant. But all the little bits and pieces help, right? So if people like to support the channel, then that's the exchange I use. It's up to for people themselves if they want to use it or not, but I can recommend it. No, so Blowfin is the one that I'm using, and I'm very, very happy there. And they have been incredibly helpful in the whole process. It's a great account, great liquidity. I have no problems there. And if you trade somewhere else and you're happy, then continue there and be happy. So yeah. But just make sure that not for the second time you're going to be a little bitch, because you already were that last time. And if that happens again, you're going to be out. So I'm not here to get back into all of that shit. So yeah. So that's that. No, I'm not forcing anyone to go X, Y, Z. But if you want to support the channel, then that is one of the ways to do it. And I'm very happy there, and they're very responsive. You also have a Junkie in Discord. You can always tag Junkie, and you can ask him questions in Discord as well, right? I even here in Discord for you, especially for you, UIX. So make sure UIX, I want you to register, okay? Lol. So you can hear Junkie tagged. If you have any questions, let him know. You have all the information you need about Blowfin to do your own research. Here, there's all the campaigns, activities, and things that are going on for the community, because he is always thinking, and myself included, on what we can give people that sign up, because of course, you know, they support the channel, so we continuously want to give something to people trading and supporting the channel. So we have like different campaigns and giveaways and deposit trading rewards and all that stuff, because, you know, in the end we help each other. So that's that. So there you go. Why do you need exchange funds? Yo, this guy is so fucking clueless about building businesses. So look, UIX, why am I even on YouTube? Because I can as well take all my money and just sit on a beach in Hawaii and don't do shit with the rest of my life. Have you ever built a business? No, wait, we're not going to do this. This guy is full of... There we go. I don't want to go into this. This bitch does it again. So let's keep it positive. UIX is now officially banned. You know, I don't want to go into that negativity. If people don't like it here, then get the fuck out. You know, simple as that. There we go. Okay. Anyway, we were questions. So yeah, answer the question of Roman. Risk reward ratio explained, preferably 1 to 2. I was looking for... There's a lot of scrolling, and I think it would be more if this data was on G sheets. Well, I'm not sure what this is. But if you have any AGGR questions, TP, make sure to check out AGGR.trade here. So they have a Discord. If you want me to share the Discord link with you in Discord, just tag me in the questions, and I'll send the link to the AGGR Discord there. You've switched, yeah. So I back when I started, like years ago, I started on Binance because it was the first exchange I found. I then moved to Bybit. After Bybit, I went to BingX, and then BingX went KYC. And I was already exploring Blowfin because it was quite new, but I heard some good stories about it. And then got in touch with Blowfin, BingX with KYC. I was not allowed to use it in the Netherlands anymore. And then I fully switched to Blowfin. I know the team, or some members of the team behind the screens, the technology they use, the safety nets they have, the reserves. Like it's such a well-organized machine. And yeah, very, very positive. And again, if you have any questions about anything, even about Blowfin, the company stuff, like the servers or whatnot, just ask Junkie in Discord. He is happy to answer anything. Junkie has even been playing with League of Legends with some of the members in the community. So his real name is Charles. I met him in Barcelona, as well as other members from the Blowfin team. And yeah, you know, if you are interested in playing a game of League with him as well, then you can. But no, like the Blowfin is very fast with feedback, so they implement feedback very quickly. When I transferred to Blowfin, I had a couple of feedback points, which in a few weeks were sorted by the IT team. Enough liquidity on the platform. Very, like, their back end of the company is similar. Like, they use certain chips that only Bybit, Binance, and one other platform, I don't know if it was OKX or something, use. So their tech in the background is a tier 1 exchange tech. It's just that their volume is not yet similar to the tier 1 exchanges, but it's big enough for bigger traders. I mean, if you're a fund, then you have a problem maybe, but it will get there. That's just a matter of time. But they develop very, very quickly, and the service and the contact is really good, which for me is also important. So yeah, very transparent as well, which I like. Yeah, I only have to ask, and I'll have a meeting with the CEO of Blowfin. So yeah, it's great. It's great. Any bearish CVDs developing as low seems to be forming a lower highs. Not at the moment. Not at the moment here. We took out this candle high. So no bearish CVD divergences, but just looking for this range, of course, bit of a range forming on the lower time frame. What's your boost or experience of Farming Simulator? I've actually never played Farming Simulator. Prop firm prop firm hunt. Wait, I thought you were talking games, like come on, guys, you know the prop game where you are a prop, and then you have 4 players that are props and have to hide, and then there's that one person that has to try and find you and put you in the chair. Anyway, for a second I thought the question was about games. I have no idea what Farming Simulator is. However, prop firms, yeah, I can recommend prop firms. But stick with the big ones. Don't go to all the random ones that, want to make a quick buck. FTMO is basically the only one that I can recommend. And I think a prop firm is actually quite good, especially in your early days. If you think like, look, in the beginning, it's about trying to find profitability, but not many people want to track a lot of data and statistics themselves. But a prop firm can give you data and statistics. Of course, you pay like $50, take the lowest account size, right? $100, $50, doesn't matter. And test your skills, make a plan or a strategy, right? Based on statistics, and execute your plan or strategy, right? And then see if it works. And if it doesn't work, then at least like an FTMO, they give you data and statistics about your trading, which you should reflect on to increase your profitability for the future, right? And then change your plan, maybe change your strategy, and continue. Because an often made mistake is, oh, trading is easy. I'm just going to put all my savings on the exchange and then ups, easy money. But you want to prove yourself that you can be profitable. And I think if you can get through a prop firm challenge, and then of course afterwards you got to remain profitable, but at least you can prove yourself if you can do it, instead of jumping the gun, all your money on an exchange and then losing everything. You just buy like an account like this, 50 or $100, take the lowest one, try to pass the challenges, collect the data and the statistics from the exchange, and improve your strategy. Yeah. What's up, Obelix? Do you know they changed the tick size in ATH template to get more accurate point of controls? Yes, at the right top of your window. So you need to go to the template, right? You open the template in ATH. I don't have ATH open, so I do it like this. Hopefully you get it. So you have your template, and then at the right top of your template, there's a couple of buttons. Click the left one, right? So on my screen, if this was an ATH template, right? This is your ATH template. Go to the buttons at the right top and click the one on the left. And it should be, my templates are on 50 ticks, but you can change it there. But 50 ticks is like, is good enough. Yeah. For me, at least. Maybe I can find a quick picture. Cedoreth, Blofin has OCO. Yes. Atas. Need to read tick change. Oh. Open in a new tab, and then wait. Open the picture in a new tab. Yeah, there you go. So here, this arrow, click on that arrow here. It's these ones. So not all the way up here, but these. And then click on the arrow, and then you can select your tick size. Yeah, exactly, Matthias. Can you tell us what kind of correction we get after diagonals? Just flat or something else? Well, after a diagonal, your most common correction is always a zigzag family structure. So either a simple or a double zigzag. Do you have some negatives on Bybit? On Bybit in the Netherlands, you can't trade futures. So, it was a good reason to change. And also, what was it? I think 1.5 years ago, there was a bit of drama with the liquidity of Bybit, which was another reason to start considering other platforms. Plus, the Netherlands, you can't actually use futures. You can only trade spot. I'm in the Netherlands. Bitfavo is Dutch. I guess this question would be more: do you want to use an international exchange or a Dutch one? I don't really know Bitfavo. I've always been drawn more to the global, more international exchanges instead of the more Dutch related ones. I don't know the fees of Bitfavo and the company very well, so I can't really give you any recommendation on Bitfavo. I can only say that, as a Dutch person myself, I now live in France since a few months, but I have always preferred using the more global international exchanges, and currently Blovin is the one I use. You can always check it out, and if it's nothing, you just stop on Blovin. So it's more, what are you looking for in an exchange as well, right? And of course, in the Netherlands, a lot of exchanges can't actually be used because of the government rules, but Blovin, it can be used, so that's a good thing. But yeah, I mean, with many exchanges, you can always just check it out. Of course, if you do like to support the channel, the link is below, and if not, just go to blovin.com. And then you can have a look, do some research. Make sure to check out the links in Discord that I have as well, so you can check it out. That's info here. Some information, that will help you. I think I'm getting clear, but I don't know how to check my status. We now have the deposit and trading event, right? How to check your status? Good question. I actually never, even in my own trading, I never actually focus on the status. I just focus more on my trading. That would be an interesting question, because even though I'm also, trading, but I actually don't even check for myself the status. I just get the rewards afterwards. Good question. Would be worth asking Charles in Discord or Telegram. I'll write him a message. Should be interesting. Maybe there's because generally most of the campaigns are just the normal link. So the just Koens Trading Blovin link and not a separate link. So when people register, they're automatically included, which makes life easy. But I gotta check if they have separate campaign pages for that. Femex. I've actually never traded Femex. I only know that the community, my community is not very active on Femex. Back in the day, we did a voting, and it was one of the lowest voted exchanges. But I don't have experience myself. I never got into Femex, to be honest. So can't really share an opinion. You get the question of UIX, there are so many fake traders out there. True, but if by my analysis and everything I do here, if you don't trust this channel, then it's time to leave, no? Very easy. If people but besides, by the way, in Diamond, you have my trading strategies, my rules, my guidelines, exactly what I'm looking for, and videos and everything. And you can just use that and see how profitable you can be, because I am. So it's all out there. But look, this guy is a fucking like pain in the ass. I gotta say, it's a needle in a haystack on the channel. Rarely ever do we see these type of people here. But that guy is a big bitch, man. Like, so he deserves to be out of here. So of course, if there are questions, like normal questions, it's fine. But this guy last time during a stream was really, really bad, really getting on the nerves of not only myself, but also everyone in the chat. So yeah, it just kills the vibe. It's not the type of people I want to attract. And I think that based on my analysis, which I do multiple times a day, Elliott waves related, plus my own strategies are in diamond as well. So if people don't see how accurate my analysis is and what I'm looking for and how probabilities change, like if they don't at least get a little grasp or a little idea of how my trading goes based on my analysis, I probably have to say, like, just move on. If you don't see my profitability in my analysis and how I approach my charts, great example of the past 3 days, how I explained this move up and how I've traded this exactly that way. I mean, yeah, you know, I'm not a guy that is like Crypto and the Moon sharing $1 million positions on YouTube for clicks. No one has anything to do with my portfolio size, my money, my assets, my asset management. That's none of anyone's business, right? You have your business, I have my business. But if the videos and the content and what I share in Diamond is not enough, then please move on. For anyone thinking that, yeah. Why would you build a business if trading goes good? People are nowadays so money-minded. Money isn't everything. So why are you trading if you don't build a business? If you're trading, you're actually very egoistic. If you build a business, you're here to help people, because any business exists because it helps people. It either makes life more simpler, right? It makes life more simple. It saves you time and X, Y, Z. There's more stuff. So James, you can better stop trading, actually build a business. What are futures? Is that leverage trading? Yes. That's correct. Yeah, it depends on what you're looking for. I mean, MEXC is the best in fees, but I don't like the company. So yeah, no, it's not my cup of tea. So the first thing I was looking for is a TP and a stop loss that I can move after entering. So enter and then a drawable, like up and down. That was number one. Then I had feedback about selecting TP and stop loss before entering the position as well, which got implemented. Izzy had some feedback on the mobile version for alts, where you had drawable TPs and stop losses. At the moment, I'm happy. I got everything I need. I always enter market and then I put my stop loss and my TP in afterwards, but I do pre-calculate them. And I only trade Bitcoin. I don't really need anything else. Are FEG blue box circles for my corrective trajectory? Yeah, I mean, fair value gaps are definitely areas of support or resistance and interesting to keep in mind. Of course, when tested for the first time, they tend to act as at least some support or resistance. The moment you come back though and you close candles in the gap, that's when probabilities do increase to fill the gap. Yeah. Yeah, of course, living in the Philippines as well might not be easy there. But cheers, Joshua. TP, I think that would be one for next time, though. We're already live for 2 hours. I actually, in my agenda, had live till 4 p.m., which it already is 10 past 4 now. So it's time for me to slowly wrap things up here. So Trailing stops, I don't use trailing stops. I want to manage positions myself instead of having a trailing stop. You know, I've tried it in the past. The problem with a trailing stop is it you know, sometimes it's too close and sometimes it's too far away, right? Like sometimes it's too close, you get wicked and price continues, and sometimes it's too far and you lose too much open profit basically before your TP and profit is hit. So I just like to use it, manage it myself. I know where probabilities change, and you know that's where I put my stops. How you trade Bitcoin circles once there is an impulse? Once there is an impulse, of course, first of all, try to enter at the low of an impulse, and then just follow along as price moves to the upside. And if I identified areas of resistance, I generally have TPs there just to be sure. If the highest amount of volume, that's usually in a wave 3. So you look for a 4 and a 5, one more move to the upside. Invalidation of 4 is the 618. So, you know, it has to do with stop loss management, risk management, and wait for ranges to form. Every range gives a potential new opportunity for an entry. The moment price moves up, I'm not interested. Only if price goes sideways, I might be interested in looking for new opportunities, but I need ranges. So, yeah, and that usually takes time. What are your targets for wave 5? Of course, if price takes out this high, we're gonna, you know, you'd be looking first at least for a wave 5. Of course, there is the potential, right? If you do move up and volume increases again, you gotta be aware of a bigger move up, right? But if we look for a wave 5, then just use the wave 5 target areas. Right, so make sure to study the wave 5 target area. So currently it's between 76 and 77 if you use the 1.236 and the 1.618. The 1-to-1 is in the middle as well. And then we have this one, the 0.618, which is 77.8K. Use a channel here. So that's your base channel. Trend channel. Trend channel is broken, so definitely the potential for a wave 4, right? And then the end channel, end of 2 low. Actually you want to use the end of 4, but we don't yet know if 4 is finished, right? So of course you might just range longer and then end 4 here. So you don't really know. You gotta take the high and then we know a bit more. So yeah, 76 to 77.8 would be the first area of interest. However, and this is price discovery, you're at all-time highs, price discovery. So gotta wait for ranges to form. I do have resistance up here, but this is just fibs, right? We don't have structure. We don't have volume. So I just observe a new range forming, potential rejection. You know, that's then what I'm looking for. Cheers, Danny Marie. Also true, Shoyo. You are, as Tom Craig have said on Elliott International. Wait. Always thank you for always solving a giving solution for us to learn Elliott Wave. You're also good, as Tom Craig have said on Elliott Wave International. But before Sir Tom have said it, I'm already here. It would be quite nutty, of course, if Elliott Wave International would be watching my content. That would be an honor. But thanks, Joshua. Thanks for hanging out, man, and being here as well, watching the content. Appreciate it, man. And I'm happy to hear that you learn a thing or two as well. Oh, you're now in your other your other account, TP. Yeah, so it's patience, because the problem with, so the moment price moves, people, FOMO, right? FOMO, fear of missing out, hits as well. The problem is, at least probably for most people, you always enter at the exact wrong moment, right? So you're like FOMOing in, and then, oh shit, and then you start a range, and then your entry is literally at the tippy top, right? So from a risk management perspective, if you enter a trade here, where's your stop, right? Is it down here? Well, if your stop is down here below the low, right? Then this is, I don't know, 5%, 3% stop loss. What's your target? What's your risk reward ratio, right? Because in order to have a decent RR, you're going to be looking for 80-ish case targets minimum to have a solid RR. So once price moves either up or down, when you wait for a range to form, yes, you might not enter here, but what a range gives you is a lot more clarity. First of all, of a continuation up or a drop back to the downside, but also it gives you a better potential stop loss, right? If you look for a long and you have structure, it gives you a better stop loss, gives you a better RR, gives you more trust in your trading, more confidence in continuation, maybe some bullish CVDs, corrective market structure, probabilities higher to take the high, etc. So yes, if you are not part of this move up, and you were awake when this happened, the moment price pushes on volume, the general Elliott wave tip is wait for a range to form. And yes, you might miss out on this, but you're not FOMOing in, right? It's psychology versus responsible trading. In hindsight, you're like, oh, shit, I missed out on this maybe. However, what if you entered here and this was an ABC and this happened? What would you have said then? At that moment, you had a volume increase. The volume increase was the tippy top of your C. You move down, stop loss hit, or you're in big losses, right? So the moment price moves, it's always best to wait for a range to form. That's what's going to give you the best probabilities for new setups. It's all about patience, yes. Patience, psychology, yeah. He just say you're the only one who are good at YouTube for teaching Elliott waves. Wow. Have said on Elliott. Who's Tom Craig? Can I find him? Tom Craig, Elliott wave. Who is this? I can't find a Tom Craig in the team of Elliott Wave International, though. Look, it doesn't matter. I don't know who it is, but thank you, Tom, for supporting my work. Doing my best to educate most people according to the rules and guidelines as per Elliott Wave International, right? As per Elliott Waves. So thanks, Joshua. Appreciate that, though. So I don't actually know who Tom Craig is. Would be interesting to learn more about him, but I can't find him this quick. But thanks, Joshua. Good luck, Christoph. Good luck. Stick to your plan. Do you also use candlesticks? No, I don't use candlesticks. Do you trigger a short entry for when a long stop loss is hit? No. So my stop losses are not like new positions. I would then need to wait for a new setup to form and new signs of strength or weakness. It's not that I'm not always in a position, like always in a long or a short whenever a stop loss is hit. I always wait for my rules and guidelines. Yes, Gustav. Sure, Joshua. Sure. Just tag me in Discord. Of wave 1. Yeah, you also broke out of the base channel. So correct. No choke. That's correct. Probabilities are higher for a bullish impulse here unless you get clear signs of weakness and the retracement. Mind you though that the 1.618 is still a target for a wave C as well. And yes, a flip is very risky. So that's why, like, unless there's clear signs of weakness here in this range and we hit the 0.618, right? What was it? 71.2K. Yeah, there's not really, I'm not yet looking down. When I want to woo the wave, down this guy. T. Clepson, Socrates said, learning is remembering, I believe, even if you've not been taught, sometimes you just know. Thanks, T. Clepson. Appreciate your support, man. You've been here for such a long time. Recently also joined the Diamonds, but guys, it's I'm gonna call it a live stream, call it a day, and we've been live for 2 hours, exactly 2 hours, almost 2 hours. I plan to be live till 4 p.m. Still have other stuff to do. Make sure you trade safe, right? We're pretty much in price discovery. You know what we're looking for. The analysis started at 15 minutes, but I will put in the timestamps, right? So that you can go back to this live stream and check out the analysis if you missed it, or for people watching the VOD. But thanks for being here. Thanks for the positive vibes, right? So always nice to live stream. If you have any questions, just comment below the video, write me in Discord or in Telegram as well, and I'll make sure to get to you as quick as I can. But for now, thanks guys for being here. And yeah, Ace winner. If you have an additional question, just tag me somewhere in Discord. Happy to answer. Or of course the next live stream, which will be tomorrow. Based on some new local price action in the coming hours, we might do an evening video, maybe even an evening live stream if we get some crazy volatility. But let's see what the chart is going to give us. So thanks for watching, and I will catch you at the next one.